But here's where I want to start.
Give it to me.
Now, I need to put some disclaimers on this. All right. Now, I may present a point of view today that I may not entirely subscribe to, but I can see what maybe others are feeling. And here's where I'll start.
All right.
Again, I'm pretend I'm like a defense attorney. Okay? That I have to, I'm a public defender and I have to represent this guy.
Yeah.
All right, here's where I'll start. Is it possible, Goo, that we've been looking at it a little bit wrong?
I can't wait to hear what it is. Go ahead.
As it relates to the Warriors. And it's this. Is Brandon Podziemski more coveted than Jonathan Kuminga? And is Brandon Podziemski more valuable to the Warriors than Jonathan Kuminga is?
Okay. So I'm Ricky Henderson. I'm taking the first crack at it.
It's just a question so far. I'm just asking a question.
Podz, a friend of my son's, Steiny, a friend of the program, a friend of the station. I love everything about him, his grit, his moxie, the year he had. But in no world, and we're not trying to pit these two dudes together, is he the equal to Jonathan Kuminga, who specimen is second to none. And the upside with those shoulders and the ability to come downhill, Podz would dream to have those those gifts and that DNA. So there's no way I don't need to hear from anybody, my two eyes, to where there's an equal or some other team would covet Podz, as smart as he is, over Kuminga and what I just mentioned, partner. There's just no way. Don't tell me you believe that.
Well, I think there is a way, actually, and I think we might be seeing it.
Please explain, Roxy Bernstein.
Take a listen to this. This is Tim McMahon, and he works for NBA.com, I believe.
Educated speculation, I think Podziemski would have to be in the deal. Obviously, you're talking about a ton of picks. I don't know how much the Jazz would press on Kuminga. I do think, like, if Podziemski's not in the deal, there wouldn't be a deal.
I mean,
wow. So
look, this guy's covered the NBA.
Utah is Danny Ainge. Okay. All the basketball he's watched. And again, I'm not anti-Podz, but when you tell me he would be more coveted than the Kuminga, so you're telling me Utah wants to build around Podz?
I wouldn't say build around.
But when I hear that in its totality, it's kind of alluding to that.
Well, maybe. Well,
I would want to hear they don't think Kuminga could take that next jump or jumps.
Well, I think that's what you have to infer if that report is right.
Man.
And, when you use the term build around, and I'm sure if Danny Ainge trades for Podziemski, he's not going to say, we're building around Podz. We got our superstar. But I think if you ask Danny Ainge about Jonathan Kuminga, he'd be like, I'm not building around that guy. He doesn't know how to play yet. Maybe
what do you always say? He's only 21.
I know.
6'8", 220. All muscle.
I'm just telling you.
Jump out the gym.
There's another big component of this. And it's where they are at in their respective careers. And that is absolutely something that any other GM would have to look at. If you trade for Podziemski, you have him under control for as much as up to 4 more years. You have him under control.
So the contract, okay.
If you acquire Kuminga, you better love him enough that you're extending him for $45 million a year for the next 4 years. And I could see how another GM would say, well, listen, I know Podziemski's not the greatest player in the world, but he's pretty good. Great rookie season, and he's making $4 million, then $5 million, then $7 million. Kuminga is still learning the game. How can I possibly invest $40+ million a year into Jonathan Kuminga if I am not sure of what he is?
But I hear you, but your partner likes to gamble. the roll of the dice would be, to me, it's worth it because if Jonathan Kuminga, he has superstar potential to me, Steiny.
Okay,
I don't know if Podz has that.
I don't think he does.
So that would be, yeah, you save money and you got him under control, but if I'm betting on the come, Jonathan Kuminga might be a perennial all-star with that body and explosiveness. Right. So it would be worth the risk for me to give him 180 or 200.
It's funny, it's funny now you say that, and I'll tell you why. Because you've been in the school as it relates to Steph Curry, as I don't care about 2 or 3 future first-round picks. Tomorrow's not promised. We have no idea who those picks are going to be, and maybe they won't work out. There's a chance Kuminga won't work out.
Totally get it. But in that scenario, it's Podz and Kuminga in their future. There is no, you got to get it done in time enough to help Steph Curry or another superstar kind of in the twilight.
If you're asking me who I'm taking.
I am, Steiny, and I believe I know.
I'm taking Kuminga. But what I'm saying is, given all the circumstances and the truisms about the league and where Kuminga is at in his contract right now, I could totally see teams. Here's what I think. I'm not sure I don't know if he's untouchable or not with the Warriors, but I'll bet you there are a lot of teams out there that just look and say, yeah, no thanks.
Wow.
No thanks on Kuminga. How come? He's got a great upside. That's right. And that upside's great when he's the number 7 pick in the draft. But he's still got an upside, and I don't know if I can give him 40.
Wow, man.
So you're ready to give him 45, like $40 million is now 4 for 160.
Well, what did I tell you? There's still some trepidation, but now we're talking about Podz, and we don't want to pit them together. We're not. They don't even play the same position. And again, I love me some Podz. My thing is, I would rather pay Jonathan Kuminga predicated on I know this dude, what he's already done, depending on how you grade that out there. But Steiny, his gifts are second to none.
Right, and we've seen him for 3 years, and I'm not concerned with his basketball gifts. I'm more concerned with how does he fit on a winning team? Will he ever make teammates better? And what about all the things that he has to improve on? I don't know what he's going to turn into. I like him. I'm not saying let's go trade Kuminga.
Would you be shocked if he gets an extension before this summer's over? Steiny, I think it's coming.
I don't know.
They don't have much else. As far as, it's not about predicting the future.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay. It's about what do you have for the future?
I'm going to tell you what I would do if I'm the Warriors. Why do you have to pay him this offseason? I don't get that.
To put him, I know, here we go, we're not changing diapers. To put his mind at ease and let him know, Steiny, he's the future.
I'm not giving a guy $40 to $50 million to put his mind at ease. I'm giving a guy 40 or 50
extension.
I'm giving him 40 or 50 million because I think over the next 4 years he's going to turn into a star.
Well, but
that's the decision Mike Dunleavy's got to make. I don't know what he's going to do.
But I guess I'll tell you this though. To that. If an extension is done, forget what I just said. That's going to be the reason he got it, is they're banking on the 4 years, not about his mental.
Of course. No doubt.
But what's scary about all this, and we talked about it, and I want to get your thoughts on Podziemski being untouchable, Steiny, just from a Warrior standpoint. Do you think that's what the case is? What do the Warriors really got as far as Curry passing the baton to who? It can't, and I love Moody. I love Podz, but JK is... Even if he doesn't hit, you could understand him getting the baton right now, Steiny, because he meets you told me 21.
Yeah, that's where I'm out.
He just start playing. He could jump out the gym. I could see him being an all-NBA defender.
You can see him, but he's not that now. And the question isn't whether he can or not.
Yeah.
It's what are the odds that he can? And you said, well, if you give him 40 and he doesn't pan out, you can live with that. No, you can't. You can't live with it if he doesn't turn into a star. Then you're in big trouble. And listen,
but then you're telling me the Warriors' future right now is murky. In regard to
can I do my Klay Thompson? Duh.
I'm gonna give you a 3, but
it is murky, Goo. They have no proven commodities
okay.
other than Steph Curry and Draymond Green.
I'll give you
they just don't.
But according to this report, the Warriors may have under their column, the one that matters, Podz untouchable.
I wouldn't. Well, they might.
And I think that would be too strong.
That's
Steiny.
obviously too strong a word. But I think there's a scenario in which the Warriors are saying, we're not going to move Podz. We're just not going to move him because he doesn't make a lot of money and he's already helped us a little bit as a rookie. Think about this, too. Brandon Podz, no matter what you think of him, and I got to check
Plays
this.
his ass off.
I got to check this, but I guarantee I'm right. There's no chance any rookie has played more under Steve Kerr than Brandon Podz.
Oh.
So let me ask you, why?
Easy.
How come?
Because it's wherewithal, his smarts.
All right. But
And to his credit, Steiny, he out-rebounds dudes bigger than him.
Exactly.
Hard. Has he hit his ceiling?
So, no. Why would he have hit his ceiling? He's 20 years old, isn't he?
Yeah, but what if, I'm just like that, he may have it already. I don't know.
Why would Brandon Podz not improve?
I'm not saying improve. I'm saying I don't think he could be an all-star in this league. I don't think he could be a starter. He may be your 1 or your 2 this year, and I could be proven wrong.
So you're ready to rule out right now that he won't be a starter in the league?
No, if you were to bet me, no, because that could come just this November. He could be starting for the Warriors.
Okay.
Now we're talking about perennial starter in the league. I don't want to rob him of that.
I mean, look,
I don't see him as that, Steiny, and I like the kid.
I understand that people...
They would go at him defensively, and I'm not saying he's a bad defender. Yeah.
The bottom line is he played, how many minutes a game did he even play? 20 to 25 minutes.
Let him in plus minus.
On a 46-win team.
Yeah. I was going to say non-playoff team, but they won 46. And he let him in plus minus the whole year.